example, say you go to a hotel, and before you go there, online, you actually reserve a room online. Or maybe you even call it in and reserve a room. They will give you something called a confirmation number. Get a confirmation number. The confirmation number is basically your reassurance that they will hold this room, or this room will be available at the time at which you need it, at the time at which you designated to have that room. So once again, reassurance. So tonight I want to talk about 4 things you should continue to remind your partner of on a regular basis. Now, when you guys first met each other and you decided to date, you guys say, hey, okay, I'm going to date you exclusively. It's just going to be just us two, exclusively. In other words, we're not going to include, I'm not going to date anybody else, you're not going to date anybody else. It's just going to be us. During that time, it was an assurance that took place. I said an assurance. An assurance that it's me and you. It's us together. It's our commitment together. It was an assurance. During that time, everybody, most of the time, during the time when it's in its infancy of a relationship, in the infancy stage, everybody googly-eyed, everybody having a good time, everybody laughing, everybody smiling. You assure each other that, hey, we're going to make this thing work. It's going to work out fine in our behalf. Everything is going to work out great. Now, as time go on and you began to get mortgage payments, you began to have children, you began to have lease payments, car payments, you began to have all of these things, you're getting your careers together, you're working and all of this. All of these things that are coming at you as a couple, you still must maintain a certain level of assurance to each other. Because during those years when you're working to benefit the family, sometimes we have grandkids maybe that we are actually responsible for. Have your own kids that you are responsible for. During those times, if you are not careful, assurance can creep out the door if you're not paying attention. When I talk about assurance during the infancy stage of your relationships, it was kind of somewhat easier back then to assure. Because, Jamario, a lot of times when the very beginning, when you first meet that person, depending on where you are as far as your age, where you are. Because sometimes, like with us, me and Monica, of course, a lot of you guys know, we've been married for 23 years. So that was in our infancy time, in our 20s when we got married. I didn't have a house payment. Had a job, but I didn't have a whole bunch of responsibilities. So the assurance toward my commitment, toward my wife, it was there. It was a little bit easier to do that. But once again, fast forward 10 years. Fast forward 20 years. Now, a conscious effort has got to be made to each other to make sure. Now, that was assurance. Now, let's reassure some things. Let's reassure some things. A lot of times, and it happens with men, but right now I'm going to speak to the women. A lot of times, women, the female in the relationship, they like, okay, that's what I'm about to do. They like to be reassured that you still are committed to me. You still are in love with me. We still in this together. Now, a lot of times, speaking from a male perspective, many times we just be like, okay, we still here. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. I'm just being real. We still here. But to actually say it, though, to actually say it. Now, the flip side of that, there are men same way, like to just feel like, hey, we still in this thing together. Hey, reassure me as a man that, hey, we still, basically as far as our our relationship is still on even bounds or even grounds like it was 20 years ago. A lot of things have taken place over the years, but nothing has taken away from the assurance or the reassurance that, hey, it's me and you. Sometimes you take on the mentality, it's me and you against the world. As long as I know it's me and you, it's all right. So, 4 things to remind your partner on a regular basis. Not just tell them, I love you. That's good. That's what you want to do. You want to tell each other. Ladies, tell your husbands, say it, that you love them. Men, tell your wives that you love them. Words, y'all know this, words are very powerful. They're very powerful. Words move different things and move people. You know, back in the day, we all grew up with the old saying where they say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words won't hurt me. Y'all know that that is not true. Yeah, absolutely. Words do hurt. Words do matter. So we as men, yeah, a lot of times men, we put on that macho image and stuff, we want to be, strong, tough, and all this. But I tell you, it sounds good from a male perspective to hear their wives say to us, we hear it, and then don't put the little eyes with it too, and the little smile with it and all that. I mean, all of that means something when you say, hey, I love you. I love you. I am in love with you. So the wife is saying this to the husband, and the husband is also reassuring the wife that, yes, I love you. Not only saying that I love you, though, but why? But why? Why is it that you love me? I can tell Monica, there are many things that I could say to Monica as to why. Let's not just limit it to I love you. That is good. Yes, I'm glad to hear that. But also, we as men want to, hey, tell me why. What is it that make you say, I love you? And vice versa. Tell that lady, tell your wife, tell her why. What is it that make you say? Because see, when you can express, and a lot of men sometimes, let me say this about expression. You don't have to come with, dealing mostly with my men right now. You don't have to come with PhD words in order to express your love for your mate. I promise you, when it comes from the heart, she knows. She knows when it comes from the heart. When you tell her from the heart, you ain't got to use all of these big, gigantic words. You want to get poetic in the poetry. No. Just to say I love you, and here's why. And the why, ladies and gentlemen, the why can be an array of things. An array of things as to why. It makes the person, I know it makes me. Whenever Monica tells me that she loves me, and then she going on and follow it up with why, and then don't let her put that big daddy on the end. That just, I'm done then. Like, yeah. And that's all good. That's all good. Why is it? Why is it? So you talking to each other, and once again, you remind your partner on a regular basis. Sometimes people will starve for that type of affection. Sometimes women may feel neglected because the man does not express the way that he can express why it is that I love you. I'm in love with you. As I glance around the room right now, I'm looking at facial expressions. I'm looking at nonverbals. See, the nonverbals to my immediate right is speaking volumes right now. First lady, they all locked all up. together and all this kind of stuff. That says a lot to me. The thing about it, though, they ain't uttering a word.
That's right.
He all laid back there, got his arm cocked on up on the chest. All that says something. It says something. What are we talking about tonight? We're talking about the power of reassurance. It's nothing like being listen. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. For God so loved the world that he gave. So, I'm telling you I love you, but I'm going to also show you that I love you.
That's right.
I'm going to tell you why it is that you're the apple of my eye. I'm going to tell you why it is that me and you just like this till the day that we go into glory. It's a very, very good feeling. I don't know if anybody in this room ever felt like, at any time during your relationship, ever felt like, I wonder does my mate really love me? Because of whatever. Because of whatever actions may have taken place. Because of whatever people are looking up and thinking right now. That's a good thing. Actions that may have taken place over the course of the relationship. Things that may have been said over the course of the relationship. Has it ever entered your mind, whether you male, whether you female, has it ever entered your mind, I wonder if he is still in love with me. I wonder if she is still in love with me. See, let me read this definition to you. The definition of reassurance says the action of removing someone's doubts or fears. The action of removing someone's doubts or fears. Without the show of hands, I'm sure that if not all of us, somebody in here have felt at some time or another have had doubts based on whatever reason, based on something being said or something being done, that I wonder, does he still love me? Are we okay? Are we all right? I mean, is our relationship tight? Are we straight? Y'all so crazy. Are we straight? Are we straight? Is everything okay? And see, when those words are being uttered, there is a little bit of skepticism there. There's a little bit of doubt there. That should not be the case, though. That's why it is so important to, on a regular basis, reassure each other. No matter what is going on, I love you, I'm in love with you, I got you. Yes.
You can have a bad dream and wake up.
May. Yes, I have, sir. And they be over there just to sleep on the thing. You look like, what the world?
They get the snake out in the middle of the night.
Ain't that's the truth? Yeah. Yeah.
Because it can seem so real.
Don't we?
And make you so happy.
Yeah.
We'll talk later.
And hey, you know anybody named Rollo? You real? I didn't name everything.
Ain't no way my spine start talking about my spirit. Then my spirit. That's the attack of the enemy, though. I had to learn that.
Yeah.
The attack. He works in that area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. That's good right there. That might be a class. That might be a class later on. Yeah. So why you love them? Tell them why. Why? What is it? Let's go to number 2. You'll always be there for them. It ain't nothing. You know what? Those of you that don't know my son J-Man, he's very, very reassured. He's very, very comfortable in the fact that if anything is happening, anything going down, he know Daddy got it. He know this. He know he's so reassured of that because I have been there from day one. So he has a comfort, if you will, in knowing that, Daddy, you're going to always be there for me. Now, transfer that same energy of being there for my son J-Man to my wife, my mate, Monica, and I can say this with complete confidence. Monica know. She know, it ain't no doubt in her mind. She know that she called me Big Daddy, y'all. I like that. But anyway, Big Daddy gonna always be there for her. She has a comfort in knowing that, and so do I. It's vice versa. Now, I'm going to ask the question like I asked up here. Has anyone, without show of hands, has anyone ever wondered if I really get in trouble, if I really get down, if I get sick? Y'all gave a testimony a while back. That thing was beautiful. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If I get sick, I get really, really down. Hey, is my man, is my girl, my wife, is she going to be there? Is he going to be there? Or because I'm incapacitated, I can't hardly move, I'm bedridden, is he now peeping at somebody else? Is he now looking at some? Does he really, when he say he got my back, does he really have my back? See, it's easier, and this is my notes here, it's not too difficult to be there when all the bills are up to date. Everybody's paying the bills. Everything is on point. It's a little bit easier to be there for each other in that scenario. Not too difficult to be there when he just got a raise, when she just got a raise on her job. In other words, there's not much adversity in this particular season right now. So it's not too difficult for me to be there, for hubby to be there, for wife to be there. Oh, but let me go down a little bit further in my notes. What about when the hours are cut on his job? What about when something go down and he loses his job? The income isn't the way it used to be. The wife was used to getting her nails done every so often and her hair done every so often. But now this has got to cease because now the money has got to be channeled in other directions that's a little bit more important than your nails. How are you going to react to that? How are you going to handle that? So now I'm talking about will you be there when the chips are down? When I'm not able to meet my obligations like I used to? Or are you on the internet, on the email, or in text messages talking about me? Talking about me behind my back? Is the woman talking about me, my wife, or is the husband talking about the wife? She need to hurry up and do this, she need to hurry up and do that. Are you still there? And you know what, ladies, gentlemen? It's a choice. It's a concerted choice, a concerted effort to do that. You have got to be shown enough connected with him, because in your own strength, in your humanness, in your flesh, it's very, very hard to show commitment to that level, but you're not getting the guidance from him. Because your flesh wants one thing. Your flesh wants to go in a certain direction. But when you got him in your life, no matter what the flesh is wanting, no matter what you're saying about the flesh, when you're truly connected, the spirit man will overrule every time. It is a concerted effort. It is a choice. I will always be there for you no matter what. no matter what. Whether we're up or whether we're down. And when you tell each other that, when you reassure each other that, it strengthens the relationship. I stick my chest out, I walk all big and tall when I know for a fact that, hey, if ain't nobody else got me, if ain't nobody else, we gonna be all right. It's a good thing, it's a good feeling for the man to feel that way and not doubt. See, when doubt creeps in, oh my God. Just like Pastor just said, that was a good example. Something as simple as a dream can make you crazy. Can make you crazy. Something as simple as a dream. And that wasn't even real. So now, what if something go down that's reality? That's the real thing. I mean, I'm looking all crazy and it wasn't nothing but a dream. But what if it was the real deal? Am I still there? Am I still? Is she still there? She's still there. I'm going to pause right here.